Hello, this is Dave Gumberline, and this is January 29th, 2021, and this is a karate training session in the off-season for the University of Minnesota, so please train along. Feet together, out. Pick up one foot, go around with your ankle and toes, switch other way, other foot, other way, feet together around with your knees, other way, feet apart, round with your hip, use your legs, pump your arms around, switch, cross, twist, kick up your heels. It has been suggested that we go through the 3 Tekki Kata today, and I think that we will, and also that we will work on the Shodan basics for the Shuhari Institute. So, a warm-up exercise. Reach out with your left arm. Bend your legs, rotate your hips and elbow straight. 1. Reach out with your right. 2. Go out with your left. 3. Reach. 4. Reach. 5. So in this position, push your knees out a little bit and forward. Don't let them collapse in when you hit. They stay out. And it should be relatively easy here at a hachichidachi or a ready position. Go a little deeper. Reach out with your left. Rotate your hip. 1. Twist. Reach. 2. Reach. 3. Reach. 4. Okay, right here, stay there. Malia and James, especially James, pick up your chest so you're straight and tall. Don't hunch. There you go. Reach. Hey, Rachel. 1. Twist. Reach. 2. Reach. 3. Reach. 4. Hurry up, shake out your legs a little bit. Maybe keep it out, stretching down and forward. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Reach over one shoulder. Switch. Side. Switch. Straighten one leg. Switch. 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 Continuing with this a little bit, starting in Kibidachi, you're going to reach out with your left hand. When you rotate your hip, as I mentioned, you can't let your knee collapse in, and you can't let your body collapse in. They both have to stay straight and tall, but something has to move. And in this case, your knee can move forward, and your hip can move forward to give you some room to move. So try that. Reach out with your left. Rotate. 1. Reach out with your right. 2. Reach. 3. Reach. 4. Reach. 5. Reach. 6. Okay, so here's the next thing. You have to push into both legs, not just one. And you have to try to keep the pressure underneath your legs when you rotate, so that you're going to end up moving through the middle of your leg. You cannot let it rise up over the top of your hip this way, underneath. So it's going to feel still more underneath James. Try this side. 1. Not right now. You're over the top of your hip. Try to go underneath your hip. And everybody, that's better. Leave your striking surface flat. Don't wrap it around. It's a flat surface that you're hitting with your elbow. And this is going to make a nice uniform square. It's going to feel square, and yet the energy goes forward into the strike. So don't let one side collapse. It stays big and strong, and kind of your elbow and shoulder stay there, and your body rotates towards it. And then you reach, try it. Leave your left elbow and arm there. 2, reach, 3, reach, 4, knee out more, Rachel, your back knee, yeah, reach, 5, now Rachel, you're leaning forward too much, get your hip underneath you more, reach, 1, reach, 2, reach, 3, reach. Hi, up for a second. So this continues to be a problem, maybe more for Rachel and James than anybody, but just in general it's a problem when people try to do this. If there is a tendency in you to reach for the target, it throws you forward over your hip. And then sensation is more like this, stays here. Maybe your one side pushes back so the other side can push forward. Reach, push. So it feels boxier and more subtle, supple than what you're doing. So I know this is an odd one to figure out, but it is useful. Reach out with your left. Push in with your left hip, out with your right knee, and around with your right hip. 1. That's a little better. I still feel like you're leaning, Rachel. Yeah, there you go. That's a little better. Reach. 2. Reach. 3. Shoulders down. Reach. 4. Hey, that's not bad. Everybody is looking much, much better. Just try to remember that structure when you move. It is similar in concept to the structure, say, in Heian Godan. When you go 1, 2, there's a, I don't know, squareness, a precision to there, where you can't just let it roll in any old way you want, and you can't reach over the top and punch. You have to learn to stay square and drive, screwing down into the floor. It's kind of a cool thing after you have figured out. Let's move on to the next rotation thing. These. So you've got your right arm out and your left arm square. You're kind of going over your wrist here, so this ends up in the middle of you. You're going to rotate your hip off to your right and block. And then rotate your hip all the way around to your left and block, and twist your hand, of course. Switch, 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 switch. So Rachel, in this one, your torso is much, much more stable. That's good. Your legs are starting to give a little, starting to give a little bit when you move, instead of keeping it out there. So over exaggerate it for a while, it'll feel restrictive. And then twist your fist. Yep. Bend your legs, Malia. And James, keep your chest and body up. So, in the middle of any technique, you want to avoid kyo. And many people have it, and when your body is switching positions, it's hard to tell. So, you're here and you're overstretched, and then there's a space and you're here and you're punching. But if you go quickly, you don't know that you're in kyo. You don't know that there's something missing. This position keeps your head and shoulders and arms the same, and you should really, really start to feel, and yet I can see, up, bang, up, bang. There's a lag in the middle. It just twists from one side to the other side to the other side with no downtime. So switch, try your other hand. Put your left hand up. Twist over to your left side. Switch over to your right side. Switch, 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 switch. Keep going. Yufeng, you can sink a little bit. Sink, yeah, softer in your joints like that. That's nice. Okay, that's coming along. Everybody's getting better at this. Now it gets harder. Pick up one leg, stretch it, try the other leg. Again, again, round behind, switch, shake it out a little bit. You can start in kind of a half kibatach instead of a whole one till you get the feel for this. You're going to put your hands like this so they're flat. I've seen people recommend that they interlock their fingers. I don't, because there's too many things that can get hit or broken. So just make a target here. You're going to leave your shoulders down, your elbows down, your hands down. You're going to pick up your foot, touch it to your hand, touch it to your hand. Yep, try that. Boom, boom. Not bad. Now, try to do this a little bit. You're going to wiggle your hips, and when one hip is going forward, your opposite foot comes up. So it's going to make it looser when you move. Some of you tighten and then tighten. This will be a loose thing. So if your right hip is going forward, your left foot comes up to smack it, and then take a couple squiggles and make your other side go. And make 90% of the work down here in your legs and hips and nothing up here. Yep, so Rachel, you're doing exactly the right thing. Just make sure you stay down when you do it, don't come up. So Yufeng, you do good prep, good prep, good prep. Quit and do something different. You're not doing the same thing when you do your leg. So soft and easy. Maybe everybody go out to more full stance. So it's bigger, it's a little more exaggerated. Keep your head up, twist, 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 smack, smack. These are called returning wave kicks. I'm sure they have a name in Japanese. I don't know what it is. And more than that, there are many ways to do them. But what the important part to me is right now is trying to develop a stable base, a stable center, and then your foot moves. Not standing up and having to pull one arm up and not crunching your body down. So try a couple more. You're doing good. It actually gets a little looser and gets easier. Keep your center tight. Good, 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 good. That was very good, Rachel. So those are like 100% better. Can you feel that they're easier or not? So the only thing I would warn you about in general, that was way better, Yufeng. That was a good one. The only thing I would warn you about in general is you get a good feeling. It's like, oh yeah, I got this. Oh yeah, I got this. And then a bad habit comes in. You do the wrong thing again as soon as you quit paying attention. So try to get in the groove where your hips are moving and swinging. Let's see. Let's try this part then. Put your left hand out, your right hand at your side, and again, half a stance is fine. You're going to reach forward with your right hip, pull back with your right hip, and then strike. Then do it again. Your left arm's out, back, strike. Do it again. Out, back, strike. Do it again. Out, back, strike. Do it again. Out, back, strike. Couple more. Okay. Everybody's doing this part very, very well. Rachel, when it comes time to the strike, you could do a little more body and a little more direction. So this is great. This is great. And now something happened where it didn't quite go bang, boom. Body hits, boom. You're doing this, your elbow leads, and then your hand does that. Can you see it? Make your fist lead the whole way. 1 fifth. Yeah, better. Better. Malia and James, you are doing the mechanical motion very well now. You have to keep your body together. So your arm is reaching, and this is apart. And then you do this part, and it's kind of together, but kind of not. So a way to do that is make sure your center is always reaching for the target. Reach, reach, from here to here, reach. And from outside to in, goes towards the middle. Reach, reach, reach. I'm fuzzy, aren't I?
Oh, I thought that was me.
No, I don't know why. Sometimes it tracks and sometimes it doesn't. Huh. Switch to the other arm, please, if you have not done so. Well, that's just irritating. Malia and James still too much apart. Go slower. Go this far. Go 1. So here, it's like a rubber band pulls your elbow towards your center. You can't just let the rubber band go and your arm hangs. It stretches, whoop, from in here. And then your center directs the shock. Kinda. And then make sure your opposite arm is also strong. And so there are many different ways to do this. Right now, Yufeng and Rachel, don't go back here with your elbow. Just let it, it's really just here like an outside block, but your body's turned a little bit. So it looks a little bigger, and then it goes out. Boom. So it is smaller than you're making it. That was much better, Malia. Relax your shoulders, everybody. That was much better, Rachel. Yep, that's fine. All right. So we did this on one side, we did this on the other side, yeah? All right, I want to do a couple sequences. Put your left hand out. Rotate your hip and elbow strike. 1, rotate. Rotate it back and stack your hands and look to your right. 2, vibrate. 3, vibrate. 4. Now reach out with your right. Rotate, rotate, vibrate, vibrate. Reach out with your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach out with your right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach out with your left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reach out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I gotta say, everybody, that looks really good. So this is the basic way I was taught. Rotate, rotate, vibrate, vibrate. Now it turns out it's not the only way. Everybody should rotate here, because that's not in question. Some people leave their hip here on this stack, and then they rotate on this block, and that's kind of a vibration in a rotated position. So some people have little changes. What I would prefer is that you do it my way. And then, after you figure out how to shock with your legs and hit, you can change it depending on what you think you're doing. So the thing you don't want to do is just let your legs, your hips move around and your arms move around and it doesn't have anything to do with each other. There should just be kind of intent. Shock, 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 shock. And it'll get easier. Okay, everybody got that? All right, this part again. Put your right arm up. Follow me. So that you're left arm up? Well, not for them. Remember this? You're going to do that. You're going to go 1, 2, turn. Now the other side. This stays here. 1, 2. We're going to just go back and forth a little bit. This can stay here. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, everybody's doing pretty good. If you had a partner, like Millie and James do, I would make you do this. Can you go over here? Do that way. No. Yep. This one? Yep. Your partner would stand here and just put a little pressure. You're going to sink down into your legs and turn. And it's going to stay there while you go 1, 2. And then you put pressure here by turning your legs and sinking to the floor. It stays more. It stays there when you go 1, 2. Okay, so there's just some continuity in between. This is driving, 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 and until the next move. I did the wrong leg, but driving, driving, go! It goes all the way over there. So a lot of people kind of, there's a lull, big lull, no lull. Get some direction and keep it. And you found both you and Rachel were very close. Just little mental note to make sure you keep that pressure going and then switch back and forth. Can you try a couple on both sides? So try one with your right arm. Shock, 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 and then switch to your left arm. Ba, ba. Turn your hip more, James. Keep your chest and body up. Drop your elbows. Now fix your feet so they're not just pointing out at random directions. That was very good, Rachel. That's very good, Yufeng. Turn more. More. Turn. Yeah, that one's not far enough. The one where you go to your left. So I'll talk while you're doing this. Somebody long ago, they were really having trouble keeping their arms stable and moving. And what they said was like they imagined themselves to be a tank turret. It moved all in one piece. That never really helped me, but for some reason that image stuck with me, and I'm hoping it will help a few other people. You can't let the turret collapse before you turn. It just goes from one place to the next place. Ba, ba. Try a couple.
I was in the army.
army, so that makes a lot of sense.
All right then, soldier, let's get moving. Rachel, you didn't keep your pressure. Now keep it right there. Keep it. That's better. So you found to your right there, that was almost perfect. When you go back the other way, it's just always super short. Do it a little further off to the side. That's fine. That's fine. That was better. Yep. Try your other hand. You fun. Keep stable, Rachel, when you pick your foot up. So, James, you're getting better, but you feel how much work it is? It's because you don't usually keep your position at all. So you're having to try to learn it and move at the same time. It's simple if you keep your spine straight and your body straight. There's pressure there, keep it, go the other way. Keep that pressure, go the other way. It's kind of a common thing in Kata, it's just super obvious here. So that's why I spend a lot of time picking at people. And also by this level, people that are attempting to test for brown belt in our style, third cube, right?
Yeah.
You should start paying much more attention to the precision of moving. So maybe up until then, if it's close, it's okay, but you start to get into the brown belt range, they keep expecting more and more stuff. And unfortunately, that never ends. As soon as you get that, they want more. So it's a continuous journey. All right, let's do something different. That idea that you have to stay stable and then move, turns out it's everywhere in this kata. So we're going to use it. You go over here. We're going to go, you're doing the kata, Tekki.
Okay.
And you're starting at the beginning.
Okay.
There you go. And which way do you go? Really? That's the right way? Okay. Really? All right. I don't know. All right. You're going to snap your head and move your foot. That's one. Everybody can go one. Then you either leave your hands there or you coil them. For now, let's leave them so we're all doing the same thing. Pick your leg up. This is a squeeze, go. That shock goes from this compressed position and then out. Then you know this part. Rotate, rotate, vibrate, vibrate. Cross over. One. Now this is going to be the same thing. Your elbow and knee are going to come together. Your body squeezes, and then you shock for the technique. One. Squeeze, go. Now you know this part. One. Out, back, hit. And you know this part. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, stack. 2. We didn't practice that part, but coil. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Out, back, hit. 1, 2. Stay, go. Keep pressure. 1, 2. 1, 2. Boy, we're done, right?
Yep.
So, I don't want to talk about applications too much because we'll never get very far. I do want to mention this one part. There's a lot of really cool things to that, and one of them is you hit the guy in the groin, you're going to hook him around his neck and carry him backwards. Then you pick your knee up and, can you go over here for a second? So he threw a punch at me, and maybe I caught it, and I went 1, 2. I'm going to hook him this way and cross, sorry about that. And then I pick my knee up into here and then drop his head back and hit him. 1, 2. Can you kind of see that? Or this could have been an arm bar where I've got my weight on them. I'm crossing over, pick my knee up, come in and hit, and then hit again. That it's a cool position. I like it a lot. That you get to hook somebody and move. It's good for arm bars, good for takedowns, good for lots of stuff. All right, that was it for now. Try Tekki Shodan again. There was one part. Nope, doesn't matter. This time, coil your arm and your leg at the same time, and then go. What? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. I have it. Rest. Okay, any questions? All right. If we make it through the next 2 tekkis, we probably won't have time for the Shodan basics that I wanted to do, but in Tekki Nidan, let's just start, I guess. Gonna look to your right, cross over and pick your hands up. 1, just to here. Shoulders down. Yep. Then kind of cover your face and come down this way. 2, up, down. Yep. Then you cross over. 3, your hand is like this, and you're below your elbow that way. 4, now you stand up. 1, looking to your left, shoulders down, butt, chest up, John. Shoulders down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now do I stack? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I rest. So of the 3 tekki, this is the harder one for me to remember because it's not symmetrical. So when I try to do it mirror image, it's really hard if I don't have somebody to follow. I'll just break into the wrong side or the wrong kata. Does anybody have questions about the moves we just did? Yep. All right. So on these, I want to talk about these for a second. On these, your hand is flat and your fist is in here. And then your fist is going to pivot on here as you're coming up and around. And this is symbolic of a couple things. If I have his right hand, and I'm just doing this one side, make a fist, would you? I pivot on his hand, and I come over the top and I elbow strike. It feels like that. Yep, kind of. So it's a wrist manipulation this way, and it's an elbow strike across his jaw. 1, 2. The pull, make a fist, is to keep him, he's strong here, and if I just try to move him, I can't. So you go 1, 2, and a little jerk and a pull. Yep, better. In close to you, not out here somewhere. In close. 1, 2. elbow. So, in the old drawings and books from 1922 and 1926, and I would argue 1932 and 1936 because he just used the same pictures, that elbow definitely did an arc, and then this did an arc back. And then, in the 50s, that arc went away, and this just became an elbow strike and a block. And I would argue that it is not as effective. So if I'm doing an elbow strike, an arm bar, and I kick them here, I have to come over and down to get this pressure. If all I do is push him sideways, he can move out of there, he can run away, he can do lots of stuff. This little turn and me pushing down is what traps him there. He's stuck on both his feet. And then since his head is right there, you come back over the top and hit him. Boom, so there's an arc. Wrong hand hit. Boom. Malia. So in this instance, I have his right hand. Other hand. Whoa, left hand. Sorry. Left hand. The other. There you go. Pull it to your hip. And you're going to put your hand on here, and it's going to do this circle. And I'm going to hang on to it and twist his arm over so I put my weight on it. Yep. And then come over the top and chop him in the head. Now, it's an open hand chop. I would say that this takes some practice because Malia, what you did, make a fist, is you went past his arm like this. That's not a good idea. He bend your elbow. He can do all kinds of stuff to me. I just want to be with my arm on top of his. And this is common in karate. Hey, on Sandan, let's say, you want this. This is a measuring device for where I push on his arm. Oh, yeah, right there. Bang. Or 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So if other people make you go straight across and straight out, just do that, because that's really what most of the modern Shotokan people do. Just know to yourself that they're wrong, and you know how to do it right. And when they're not looking anymore, go back to doing a little circle and a little circle. It makes the kata, otherwise it's kind of a silly move. It doesn't really help you. All right. So I think we only did one hand. Try the other hand. Pull your left hand back, come over the top, and then come back. No, it's your real left because I turned and faced that way.
Oh, okay. Oh,
1, 2. There you go. 3. So the other part that's confusing here is which hand's open and which hand's closed. And I submit that if you watch the JKA Masters, some of them do it differently, because I don't think they spend a lot of time on these. But the deal is you cover. Oh, we already talked about that. Okay, you cover here, so this hand's open. It stays open when you pull, and it stays open when you come over and then go over. So it's open like 3 times in a row. You don't switch hands. Not like this one and then this one. It's just one hand. There, 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 there. There, 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 there. Okay? On this move, when you pick your arms and feet up, there are styles that don't do that. They leave them down and go. For most of the applications that I find useful, you need to pick them up. And one reason is that if he's throwing a punch at me, this is going to cover my head, and I'm going to hit him with my leg. So this is kind of it's called a modified fetal position. It shows up in kata a lot. We just don't talk about it. But it is the basis for Basai Dai. It's the basis, obviously, for Nidushiho. Conceivably, it's the basis for the Heian Yondan, or Empi, like he just said. Ah! And if you start to think of it that way, it comes pretty easy. So he tries to hurt me, and I go, ah! Whoa! And then I come across and hit him. 1, 2. 1, 2. Pretty easy. There are a million grapples that are, some are very easy, some are very hard. That was pretty good, Yufeng. Never mind. If I get into it too much, we won't get any further. I do like this, though, so sorry, I'll tell you this. This crossover represents a turn. It's the same muscle memory, same foot position. That's common in Tekki. So you're not going like this, you're going like this. 1, 2, because that's the part that makes it work. And in this particular kata, one thing you could do is, say you have somebody come up and grab you, I'm going to put my hands on here so he can't pull his hands away. Because at this point, he thinks he's in charge. You do a little, yeah, I'll move that way a little bit. Thank you. And bend your elbows a little bit. There you go. Because you're going to pull me in. So there you go. I'm going to put my hands on here. This is going to give me control. He can't get these away. He doesn't know it yet, but they're stuck here. Won't. Then I'm going to spin my hip and elbow him across his jaw or face. Then I'm going to pick my leg up and slam across here, and this is still holding. So that's 1, 2, 3. Can you see it? Grab. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And then use your stance so you have a bigger base to fall into. So, when I was trying to figure out applications, there are general rules and indicators. And one general rule is, if your hand is up here, for any reason, you're probably blocking your head. So I could be here, threw a punch in my head, block and hit him in the grunt. I could be here, threw a punch, block and hit him in the head. Anytime your hand is up, try to figure out, okay, I just blocked myself. What am I doing with this hand? Why is it there? Can you see that? Another rule is, anytime your elbows are up here, you're hitting something with them. Here or here or here, down. So that's a heck of a weapon. You see it in many other kata, and sometimes you don't recognize it. The Goju Shihos, 1, 2, 3. There's my elbow. Whoa, turn, come across. Obvious strike, obvious throw. So just little things that give you a clue. Like, why would my hands be like this? Oh, maybe I'm hitting him with my elbow. Maybe. Then how did I get there? 1, 2, 3. So could be many other things. There's a very complicated one I will show you, but we won't learn it. And that is, this crossover is there so that you can turn and go the other way. So if I'm struggling with John and he reaches through here, I need an open hand. I'm going to grab here and do this and then turn back the other way. Here, come over here with that. And camera, can you see? So it was here. Grab it. So that's this part. 1, 2, with a turn. 1, 2. And it'll snap his hand really easy because your whole body turns. You can't learn it like real quick. It'll take, I'd have to break it down more. All right, I'll tell you one time. James, put your hand there. Malia, squeeze it with your right arm. Grab his fingers with your left, so his palm has to be up. Put this one up here. Yep, make a fist. Hang on tight, and turn and face him. And step into Kibadachi. Turn, Kibadachi. There you go, you're getting there. We'll work on it another day. All right, I don't think this has too many weird movements in it otherwise. This is important because it shows up later. Your hand is open. This ridge goes below your elbow here when you go this way. Shows up in the other kata too. Sometimes there's great reasons why they're so precise. Sometimes they don't know. They just taught you what they were taught, and all the little details matter. But it could be that he grabbed me. I'm going to trap his arm with my hand. I'm going to cross over and put my hand on here and drop him down. Whoa, like that. Can you see it? They all take time, the grapples. They take time. So anyway, let's try again. Tekki Nidan. Out. You over that way.
I'm still over here.
Be this way a little bit more because I can't see you.
Like that?
Here.
No, I mean here.
And come towards me. All right. One more step that way because the kata only goes to the right.
Which one are we doing?
That way.
Nidan?
Yep. Okay. Here we go. I think we got it now. Tekki Nidan. 1, 2, up, down. 3, 4. 1, stand up. Shoulders down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, open hand. 2, open hand. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're done?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect? All right. So I tell this to people every time. Tekki Sandan is easier to remember, but it's got a tricky part in it. As you know, Tekki Shodan has this in it, which is confusing for beginners. Tekki Sandan has this in it, which is confusing until you really, really break it down. But it's kind of fun after you know how. So let's just do that part a few times. We will do, everybody turn and face that way. You're going to step off to your right and block with your left. And then switch hands so you got this going, both hands down. Your right hand pulls in. You go 1, and you twist your hip. 2, like Tekki. 3, like an extended punch, upside down. 4, 5, 6. Do it again. You can start here. 1. No, we'll just start here from now on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on 5, they were really big on this being flat across the top. And then on 6, your thumb drops underneath. So it goes 1, 2, and you look at the same time. So you end up this way again. Below your elbow, hand open, this web is up against the bottom of your muscle. Try it again. I'll stick with you. Right hand up, left hand down. You're going to twist your hip and pull this in. Sometimes people say this is a catch. 1, 2, 3, extend. 4, 5, 6. Okay? And it is possible to recreate this. Can you be over here for a second? So I totally don't think this is what it is, but the pattern goes like this. I blocked, he threw a punch, I blocked it. He threw another punch, I blocked that. He punches head, punches head, punches body, punches body, punches body, punches head. Can you see it? So we'll go slowly. You can copy it if you want, I guess. But I don't think that this is what the motion is, but if you can see it a little bit, it helps get the pattern down, or it might just confuse you. So he punches, and you go 1. He punches again, you go 2. Yep. Then he punches through your face, and you block it. 1, punches through your face and you block it. 2. This is up towards him. The punches for your body. 3, cover and hit. Punches for your body. 4, pull him in. Punches for your body. 5, block it and hit. Yep. Punches for your head. 6. Yeah, that's what it is. Try one more time. Head, 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 body, sorry, body, body, head. So if you can get that in there, that is a possible explanation. It's highly unlikely you can train somebody to attack that way though. So what I think it is more is the guy takes a swing at you and you go 1, that's the only one he gets. And then you go whoa, 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 and maybe you're on the inside. 1. So now another punch comes. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe another punch comes. Boom, 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 boom. Punch comes. You just always be covering it and hitting it, but you can't predict it. You would just do it. So your hands are covering and hitting. It's similar to Kali or Eskrima, in which I know almost nothing. But every time one hand goes out, the other one comes back. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Now I screwed it up. So I haven't done that in 30 years. So. But it is an explanation for many things we do, including, hey, on Nidan, you can throw a punch, and I hit the arm, I hit the arm, I hit the arm. So you go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You get more aggressive. 1, 2, 3. Get more aggressive. 1, 2, 3. So you can, yep, like that. So the theory is you know the pattern and it just blends with whatever comes at you. So I here demonstrated his right arm, but if he threw his left arm, I would do the same thing and work my way up the outside instead of the inside. Unless, of course, that's not possible, then you have to do the other hand. But that's why you do both sides. All right, here we go. Tekki Sandan. I don't think I'll ever get this mirror image. Do you know it enough that you're going to do it right?
Of course.
All right, be over here more. Up by the mark, there you go. Here we go. I will be a mirror, and we'll see how it goes. Tekki Sandan. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Now your hand comes around on top. 4, 5. No. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No? Oh, darn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. That's the problem with being on the wrong side. Ugh. Question, Rachel? All right, try it again, everybody. I'll do better this.
It's easier to see the details.
Easier to see what?
It's easier to see the details, but for some reason it's higher on my left.
Well, I can see the details too. You're looking good. Here we go. You do it the right way. No. I will also do it the right way, but I'll try to be sideways. See if this helps. Out. Tekki Sandan.
Tekki Sandan.
Boy. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, rest. Everybody's got it, right? So this used to be the most important set of kata in all of karate. Back when they first started teaching to the public, before they had the pinans, they taught the Tekki under one lineage. So Funakoshi said he spent his first 10 years doing Tekki kata, and I don't think for 10 years he was going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I think there were applications, there were nerve strikes, there were grapples. It was an entire self-defense system that he studied for 10 years. And then they moved on to the next part because he already had this base. If they didn't start with the Tekkis, the other branch of public teachers taught Seisan, that we call Hangets, first. So think of that. That's weird, right? For your very first kata to be, but that was their base. And then Itosu said, no, silly people. We should all do these Pinan kata because they're easier to remember. And from the reading I did long ago, once they started teaching in public schools, they had a tremendous shortage of karate teachers. So they basically taught the gym teachers the simple kata and sent them out to go teach. So during that time, they came up with the rules. All the stances have the same length, same width, same height, so they were consistent. Before then, that didn't exist. There'd be one stance this way, one stance this way. They would just change depending on what you needed it for. And so the homogenization, where everything became the same, in some ways it allowed people to understand the principles quicker. In some ways, lots of stuff was lost because it was all the same. So they wouldn't adjust for different positions, different heights. They also made all the turns, like say 90 degrees. There were very seldom 90-degree turns before. They were 45s a lot. 45 is a great angle to maneuver or to throw somebody. 90s and 180s, it depends, but not like it dominates now. The other thing I find interesting is a lot of the old kata used to wander from place to place, like maybe our Gojushio does now. It goes forward, it goes sideways, it goes sideways, it goes sideways, and it's got all these 45-degree angles to it. That's the whole first thing, forward, forward, side. So that matters. Can you go over here for a second? Jab. If I shift over here, I've got a tremendous target. He can't hit me. It's a great strategy to know, right? You do the other hand. This way, I have targets. Boom, 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 boom. Target-rich environment. He's strong, like a front stance, that way. So he's strong this way. He's even strong this way. He's totally not strong this way. It doesn't take anything to move him against that angle. So in Kumite, hopefully, if you've studied with people, they still understand those angles and they still teach them to you, but it doesn't dominate the system like it used to in the early days, I think. It's more of a thing for people who want to study Kumite. But is also perfectly valid for self-defense, for grappling, for takedowns. Okay, one more time. We'll go through each kata, and then we'll be done. Tekki Shodan. Out. Wait. Which way do you go? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Aime. Tekki Nidan. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess we forgot to move. Tekki Sandan. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, first. So, it turns out this used to be everywhere in almost every kata, and it was in our Tekki Shodan. So in our Tekki Shodan, in the 30s and even up to the late 40s, there are videos of people going 1, 2. And this action, 1, 2, started to blur 1, 2, 1, 2, to where now you don't even see it. It's just, can you see how it went away though? It evolved. And I used to wonder, why is this so important? Why is it everywhere? And what I came up with is if somebody tries to punch you, hit them in the groin. Block, hit. Just that's what you do. Up, bang, bang, and then do it whatever comes next. Ba-ba, or whatever it is. So, actually, I just thought of this. He throws the punch. 1, wrap the arm. 2, 3, 4. 1, oops, I did it wrong. 1, 2, there you go. So he punches, block, hit him in the groin, just with the back of your fist. Wrap this arm and punch him in the head. Kick him, hit him in the neck. Yep. So anyway, thank you. I think we're done now. Anybody have any questions on the Tekki? All right. Well, thank you for suggesting it. Thank you all for coming on our Friday night. And I will see you all on Monday, hopefully. Hey, thanks for training. Class dismissed. Bye-bye.